Maryam Rajavi, dear colleagues, first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Spanish women delegation in this meeting, to talk about important issues for all women in the world. A Spanish women delegation with members of the Parliament and the Senate, Dolores, Inma, Carla, Luz Marina, Virginia, Inma, Eva. Almost every day, we know of new atrocities committed by ISIS. Murders, crucifixions, cold-blooded executions, women and children sold as slaves. Thousands of people have fled their homes to escape the terror, barbaric crimes, only to scare people. We watch TV, read newspapers, social networks, and we are horrified. But we think this is a timely phenomenon limited to a country at war. We believe that Sunnis and Shiites are fighting their own war in the Middle East, and the West is not affected, except when the dead are theirs. Some people even say that the Iranian regime is helping the victims of ISIS. And there are also Western countries who believe that by agreeing with the Iranian regime, this horrible situation will end. I think that none of this is true. The truth is that for decades exists in the region a despotic government that has served and serves as an inspiration for all those movements that now horrify us. All those movements fighting to gain political power by force of arms in their territories and also in neighboring countries. In fact, it was Khomeini who first raised the idea of caliphate. It was Khomeini who first said, we need a caliphate to impose the so-called Sharia law in all the region. A despotic government that has served and serves as inspiration for those who misuse religion to impose their political agenda or to simply impose terror, for those who misuse the religion to impose a social, cultural, educational model in which women's rights have no place. A despotic government that has served and serves as inspiration to all fundamentalist parties in the region that have muffled the cry of freedom of the Arab Spring. Those parties who have shuffled those movements in which women are being so important, and all that strength have become an Islamic winter, in which it is intent that women are invisible and nobody can hear their voice. A despotic government that has served and is an inspiration to all those who try to impose by force of arms or corrupt politics a state in which women are regarded as inhuman and subordinate to men. This is not just my opinion. All these issues are contained in the Constitution and civil and criminal law of Iran, which certifies in an obvious way its misogyny with the belief that women are inferior beings who are unable to govern, to be judged, or to have any relevant position, with laws that certify that the testimony of woman is worth much less before a judge than a single man, with laws that certify that a crime committed against a woman has mere consequences, with a constitution that says that Islamic norms are before equality. Therefore, because inequality is institutionalized in Iran, in its laws, all this movement that now scandalize us, whether Shiite or Sunni, have the Iranian regime as an example. For that very reason, any regression in condemning the Iranian regime, any agreement with the Iranian regime seeking to hide the reality of despotic and cruel government, any step back in the fight for freedom in Iran will help the misogynistic model to extend through the region and even in democratic countries. So that is why it is our responsibility to prevent this from happening. And the best way to prevent it is to continue denouncing the truth of the Iranian regime. The best way to prevent it is to continue to support the brave women of the Iran resistance, the women in Iran, the women around the world, and especially in my heart, the women in Camp Liberty. The brave women engaging their political model of equality and freedom to be one day a reality in Iran. Thank you very much.